Sir Mark Rowley, the new head of the Metropolitan Police, thinks that spending taxpayers' money on police resources to place Metropolitan Police officers under surveillance if they're suspected of discrimination is going to fix their problems. In light of some recent high-profile cases that have been called racist and discriminatory, Rowley has laid out his so-called plan that, wait for it, reforms the police, and that he hopes will restore confidence in the Metropolitan Police. And where have we heard that before? Oh yeah, every time a new commissioner takes the helm. And we're still yet to see any reforms take place. Rowley said in a recent interview that the Met had let the public down. That's clear from what they are telling us. Confidence has dropped across all communities. In some communities it's dropped even further. At the bottom are the obvious, black communities and women. His first task is apparently taking out police officers involved in racist and homophobic behaviour. Again, I think this idea of tackling discrimination should be in all forms and not by pandering to certain groups such as LGBT and the black communities. People think I don't see discrimination, but I do. But I see it as discrimination rather than racism, homophobia or misogyny, because everyone can be the target of discrimination, even if you're not part of any of those subgroups. You could simply be dressed in a way that police decide you're up to no good, based on what you're wearing. Rowley said the racist language, some of the toxic behaviours we have seen, is so far beyond the pale. It should be, do not pass go, do not collect £200, leave the organisation. Yes, it should, but it won't be because you can't afford to lose that many police. Rowley added that we undercooked it a bit. We've not been ruthless enough. We have inadvertently allowed behaviour to survive and perhaps grow that we should have been looking to extinguish from policing, such as all of those who failed to follow the code of ethics, the professional standards, and even the Nolan principles. No, of course not. Just the ones who fit the flavour of the month whilst ignoring the other offenders. He said in his interview that part of the issue comes from him not having the final say in misconduct matters, which is, he says, left to experts to preside over the misconduct hearings and the outcomes themselves, which can be overturned on appeal. He claims that he is going to recruit 100 more people to work in the professional standards department of the Metropolitan Police, which has nothing to do with being done for the public, as I guarantee the exact same number of complaints get brushed under the carpet and ignored, or the complainant gets threatened by a professional standards department with having to pay legal costs if they lose an attempt to get complainants to back off. This drive for more professional standard staff is solely a platitude to the public to say, hey look, we're doing something for you here, so please cut us some slack. When in fact this has nothing to do with the public whatsoever. I mean, he has even said he promises to send officers to every reported burglary, which he described as being too invasive a crime to ignore, which is their fucking job to do anyway. Anybody who thinks, oh, that's a good fucking idea, is a moron, because all they've done is stopped doing something they should have continued to do and now brought it back. There is nothing new happening here. This is nothing short of taking a chocolate bar from a kid in order to shut them up after some crying, giving them the chocolate bar back. Nothing changes at all, but the kid, being given the chocolate bar back, thinks it's a win for them. During this, his first week as Met Commissioner, he also said he vowed to end so-called woke policing and indicated Met officers should not take the knee. So he's going to end woke policing by his first act of dealing only with racist and homophobic police. Being woke, instead of simply conceding that police these days are simply not fit for purpose, and it's not a change of command that will affect change, it's a complete demolition and rebuild of the current system.